listening to the audiobook of the book Buy Back Your Time from Dan Martell on the car drive. And he said that you shouldn't offload the tasks that bring you the most money, but you should offload the tasks that free up most of your time if you would give them to somebody else. So I'm gonna start recording when I'm working on those tasks and just talking while doing it, and have it like as an explanation video that I can internally use. For example, when in my tool HeyGen, when I translate videos or I prepare them for the translation, those are all like admin tasks that are quite simple and not too difficult, but that take a lot of time and you have to know what you do. And there's lots of things that I've tested out on why you should upload a subtitle file and optimize it in a certain way with ChatGPT in order for the AI to work best with it. So these are all things I figure out while just trying and error. And all of those things are things you don't know if somebody said, hey, just do that. So I'm gonna record myself while doing it. That should hopefully set myself up in the future if I want to offload those tasks. So it's already recorded and I can just give them the recording instead of hiring them and then I have to explain it to them. So that's gonna save me a bunch of time, so I'm gonna do that. Good morning. Currently in my car driving home from my girlfriend's. I started watching a YouTuber yesterday that was talking about the psychology of editing, how important it is to understand human psychology in order to make good edits and make intentional edits. And so this is something I want to improve in the next few weeks and months. Obviously it's going to take time for me to understand psychology and understand what's best and what works best and how you should tackle certain things. But all in all, I've found this a very good principle, and especially the thing with intentional edits, to make sure that with every cut, with everything that I build into the video, and I've talked about this actually in some of my reels where I said, hey, with everything that you do during your edit, think of if this is going to help your viewer understand better what you're trying to say, or make them more laugh, or something that is going to help them in any way. Because if you're trying to just do something so it looks pretty, which is what lots of editors are doing, you're completely doing it wrong. So this is going to be something I want to focus on. And yeah, now on my way home, and then with a few other tasks to tackle. Alright, I'm currently working on a video and I want to share a quick tip. Alright, we're inside the client's timeline right now, and I've put in some of these web markers right here. If we click on them, we see that there's a comment on what I want to put in there. So I go through the whole thing and put in markers everywhere. So that's then the rough cut, and I've already pre-planned a few of the ideas that I had and put them in there so I don't forget them. And then when I go through again and put in all the graphics and animations, I remember what I want to do, and maybe during the creation of the animation I'll have even more ideas what I could add or how I could present it the best in order for the viewer to understand it best. And that's what it is at the end of the day. The viewer has to understand what you're trying to give him, and that's what the graphics, animations, sound effects and music should do in your video. If you're trying to be funny, all of the effects that you put in should support it to be funnier. Otherwise, just for it to be pretty, there's no point. And it tastes quite okay. I've been trying a bit to improve the coffee and to do some latte art with the milk, but still practicing. I wanna buy like a big or at home like espresso machine. Been on a rabbit hole with that. For that I'll have to earn it. Today I have a long form YouTube video to finish. Actually yesterday spent a lot more time on the beginning, what is it now, 2.5 minutes of the video than usual, because I wanted to make sure that every cut that I do is actually intentional and it makes sense for the audience and it makes sense for what the video is trying to give off. I also had some like conversation with ChatGPT, what psychological things that actually make sense to put in the video, what rules he would suggest. For example, one thing was, because he's trying to build authority and it's a finance channel, that it's boring facts, but when you say things, you gotta back up that what you say is true. So you back it up with some sort of sources, an article or any data piece that actually says what you're trying to explain. This is one of the few rules that I've like established that I want to work on in order to make everything intentional and make sure the viewer actually liked the video and keep watching. A few improvements, keep improving. That's the good part, and now let's get back to work. Alright, I'm on my way to pick up my girlfriend. Let me just change the lighting so you can see me clearly. And I just finished editing videos, a long form video for one of my clients, and for the first time I took a bit longer, and because I had a lot more time this week, which has led me to watch a few videos on improving my editing, and especially on the psychological side of editing, as I already told you before, and just to think of every single cut and making sure the animation that I do or the graphics that I put in is actually, sorry about that, is actually helping my audience understand what is trying to be said in the video. Something I will do in the future, because I don't want to make more money through more volume, but through a few clients that I deliver great value to. So thanks a lot for watching this vlog. Make sure to don't forget to like, subscribe for next videos, and I'm also open to feedback. Anything you have, drop them to me in the comments. Always open to it, and see you next time.